If humans vanished tomorrow, Earth would not end. It would begin taking us apart. At first, the change would be almost invisible. Streets would still exist. Towers would still stand. Satellites would still pass overhead. Cities would glow for a little while, running on the last breath of the systems we left behind. Then, quietly, the lights would go out. Power stations would fail. Fuel would run dry. Subways would flood. Elevators would freeze between floors. Civilization would begin to go silent. Not with one explosion, not with one final disaster, but with a slow, patient undoing. Within days, nature would enter places we thought belonged only to us. Rainwater would collect in tunnels. Wind would push dust through open windows. Roots would find cracks in concrete. Birds would nest in traffic lights. Grass would rise through roads that once carried millions of cars. The world would not become empty. It would become wild. Animals and plants would move through the spaces we abandoned. Some would struggle without humans. Others would thrive. Cities would become strange new forests made of glass, steel, and vines. The buildings would still look permanent, but they would not be. After a few years, the first real collapses would begin. Roofs would leak, wood would rot, steel would rust, bridges would weaken, pipes would split underground. Without people repairing them, the things we built would reveal what they really were. Temporary arrangements, held together by electricity, by workers, by attention. The modern world feels solid because every day, millions of people keep it from falling apart. Remove the people, and the illusion ends. After decades, forests would push deeper into the cities. Trees would grow from rooftops. Water would fill basements and tunnels. Animals would cross highways as if they were rivers of stone. Skyscrapers might still stand, but many would be wounded. Windows broken, interiors soaked, metal frames corroding, concrete cracking underwater, heat, cold, and roots. The city would no longer look abandoned, it would look claimed. After centuries, many structures would disappear. Houses would collapse first, then smaller buildings, then bridges, then towers. Glass would break, steel would bend, concrete would crumble. Roads would vanish beneath soil and vegetation. From above, cities would become shadows, shapes under forests. Strange lines in the earth. Human civilization would not be erased all at once. It would be translated into ruins, but some things would last much longer. Stone monuments, underground tunnels, mines, dams, landfills, ceramics, bronze, gold, stainless steel, plastic. Plastic may become one of our strangest fossils, not because it is beautiful, but because it is everywhere. Tiny fragments could remain in oceans, soil, and rock long after our languages are gone. Future Earth may carry a thin human layer, concrete dust, metal particles, altered chemistry, radioactive traces, bones, and plastic. A signature, not of one king, not of one empire, but of an entire species that changed the planet. The most haunting part is this: the things we think define us may not survive. Our flags will rot, our books will decay, our hard drives will fail. The internet may disappear faster than carved stone. A future visitor might not find our music, our names, or our dreams. They may find only fragments. A tunnel with no train. A city grid beneath a forest. A layer of plastic in ancient mud. A satellite, silent and dead, falling from orbit. A warning sign no one remembers how to read. And they might ask what we ask when we find ancient ruins. Who were they? What did they believe? Why did they build so much? And why did it end? After thousands of years, coastlines would change. Rivers would move. Earthquakes would break cities apart. Ice, rain, wind, and roots would keep working. Most roads would be buried. Most machines would be rust. Most human-made light would be absent from the night side of Earth. The planet would look less like a human world, and more like Earth again. But not exactly the same Earth. Because we were here. We moved carbon from underground into the sky. We changed forests into farms. We altered rivers. We filled the oceans with our materials. Even if every city falls, the planet may still remember us chemically. That may be our true monument. Not pyramids, not towers, not statues, but evidence. A planetary fingerprint. So if humans vanished tomorrow, Earth would not end. The forests would return, the oceans would move, the animals would adapt, the buildings would fall, the lights would go out. Slowly, patiently, the planet would cover our tracks. But not all of them. Some traces would remain beneath the soil. Some would remain in the chemistry of the earth. Long after our cities are dust, long after the world forgets our names, Earth may still carry one silent message: we were here.